Pressing Matters. I'm your host, Jamal Radio Raheem. Now, Pressing Matters is a show about physical media, whether I'm going to a record store, interviewing somebody, showing you my collection. As long as we're talking about physical media, that's what you're going to get over here at Pressing Matters. Now, this episode, I'm interviewing Mel on film. And did I learn a lot about film in this episode? Also, we talked about Ryan Coogler and how amazing he is. And she gives her Desert Island 5 movies she will see for the rest of her life from her collection. So without further ado, we're going to get right into this episode. Check it out. So, what is a movie you think that everybody should watch?
Okay, so I had the opportunity being in the Bay Area. We have access to the Metreon Theater, which has a huge IMAX screen. I think it's the second biggest IMAX screen in the
Mhm.
country. And it also does 70 millimeter. So 70 millimeter is showing a film, showing a movie using actual, film. You're projecting a film onto the screen. That's what 70 millimeter means. And that's basically the biggest format you can project the film on. And so Christopher Nolan did a re-release of Interstellar.
Mm.
And I think the first time I watched Interstellar, I was in college in my bed on my laptop watching it. And for the 10-year re-release, he released it in 70 millimeter IMAX. And that was like, I feel like I sound silly when I say it, but it was like a life-changing experience
Really?
watching that movie in 70 millimeter IMAX. It was like, I don't know if you've ever you've gone on a trip and you're saying like you're standing on like a mountain, you're looking out into like a valley or something, and you can't believe what your eyes are seeing. I had that experience in a movie theater seeing that movie.
Oh, wow.
And so it was like a completely different experience. And so I would say again, if he ever re-releases it in 70 millimeter IMAX, that is something that was like I feel like the whole theater, we were like freaking out at like it was just, I had never experienced anything like that. And so again, it wasn't just the movie itself, but the viewing experience was unmatched. And so I say if anybody ever has the opportunity, I hope he releases it again, because it was basically sold out immediately, and I had
Mm.
to like fight to get a ticket, but I eventually did get a ticket, and then I was able to go. So I say that was like a really really life changing experience. Which again sounds silly, but
I
like
wasn't
it
expecting
was amazing.
Interstellar. Can I ask what's like the big difference between that and like watching, I guess, on the regular like IMAX that we
Yeah.
watch normally?
So again, I do film photography too. So I shoot on film. I don't shoot movies or anything, but I love shooting just stills on film. And I think the dynamic, so again, I don't want to be like a film snob about it, but I think the dynamic range you get on film is different than if you're watching it on digital. It
Okay.
just it looks cleaner. It's like, oh yes, this is a movie. This is the movies. The dynamic range is amazing. And then just being able to see the grain. I prefer watching, again, I hate being like snobby about it, but if you
Nah,
have the opportunity to
good.
watch a movie in film, I love it. Like I love watching it in film. It reminds me of the 90s, like um and it looks so pretty. Like it looks beautiful. Just seeing
Mm.
it, it's like, oh yeah, that's art. Like we're not watching like a movie, we're watching art right now. And that's really what it makes me feel like. And then you can't get that type of really resolution with digital yet. The resolution of a 70 millimeter negative, it cannot really be matched by digital
Mm.
in IMAX theater. So you're getting like basically the best resolution you can get, highest dynamic range. And then again, I feel like I'm watching like a piece of art, basically.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I know like Sinners when it came out, I had a friend who watched it and it was like, you haven't seen it until you've seen it like this. And I was like, "Man, I watched
Yes.
the movie a couple times." And they was like, nah, you just don't understand. And I was like, all right, I don't. I was like, most of those were sold out. So
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
really get to it.
I went once. So the first time I saw it was in like 70 millimeter
Mhm.
at Grand Lake Theater, which was a
Okay.
really good time. Then I did see it twice at the Matreon in IMAX 70 millimeter. Which yeah, it was amazing. I'd say the crowd at Grand Lake was much more fun, but like seeing it in IMAX was also just like a different experience. Um,
When I saw it, the crowd, granted, I went early. I was there. There are some people that they were doing a little bit too much
Oh, what were they doing?
during certain scenes. I don't. They were doing a little too much.
Okay, okay.
The sounds they were making.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Got
trying
it.
to. I'm trying to be
Okay.
PG.
Oh,
Yeah. They were like,
okay.
yeah. I was like, I'm gonna watch
Oh
this without.
no.
Yeah,
That sounds like an awful experience.
yeah, they were doing too much.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry you had that experience. That sounds crazy.
I mean, I've
Um,
been to movies where people always do too much for certain movies though. So yeah.
I've been
Let
seeing
me
a lot of
move.
videos about movie theater etiquette. So yeah, we need to
Yeah, there is
bring that
none.
back.
There is none like especially like I like watching like dumb movies sometimes. And like
Hmm.
I'll go and then like you just hear people talking the whole time. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. You can talk at home. And movies are so
Exactly.
expensive these days. Like it's not if you spend that much money, like
Yeah. If I get
why are we
popcorn every
all
time. Every
yeah.
time I get popcorn, that's at least $12.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm like, hey, chill out. But
Yeah.
um, so moving to the next question, what movies do you think should be added to the Criterion collection? So I just started to get into like the Criterion collection too. I think the first one that I got was Hoop Dreams.
Okay. I still haven't
Uh,
seen Hoop Dreams. Yeah, that's on my list.
yeah,
On
Hoop
my list.
Dreams. But I just stumbled on that. I've been trying to
Yeah.
find a movie just in general, and it just happened to be a Criterion collection. And then my friend Kendall, he always like talks about Criterion movies. Like I'm like, all right, let me try to get into it.
Yeah. No,
So,
I really just got into it recently too. So I have a few. I've tried to put my stuff behind me, but I have a few up there. I don't have that many. But I'm trying to get more into it just to get ready for like the next sale if I want to buy more stuff.
mhm.
But I actually just made a video about this. But I think so. There's a film called Nickel Boys that came out
Mm,
last year. I actually was able to see that in 35 millimeter at Grand Lake Theater. And I think that that movie absolutely needs to be added to the Criterion Collection. For one thing, it has not even gotten, and there seems to be no plans for it to have a physical media release in the first place, which is very concerning
no,
because, again, I mean, personally, I think that was the best movie of the year. I think it should have won Best Picture. It was just an amazing movie. And so I think everything that Criterion could bring to that movie would be amazing. And again, just from things I've seen on the internet, Criterion has shown interest in getting this movie, but it's owned by Amazon MGM, and they're really not ones to, for
yeah,
one thing, necessarily give up their rights to a movie and just produce a physical copy. So I was like, yeah, we need to start a campaign to get this movie on physical media and ideally Criterion, because I would also just all the restoration and background things that Criterion does, I would just love to see all of that for this particular movie. So that's kind of like my number one. I'm like, yes, how do we start a campaign? This like literally this needs to a physical release for one thing, and then we need to get a Criterion on it because apparently they are showing interest. So again, as the people, I don't know how we do that, but
yeah,
it's just an amazing film. It was very hard for me to watch. Like I it's about you know a black child who was got in this work camp that was not in I think the 1950s, that was not a work camp. Well, it was, and it's just the kind of violence towards black children. I can only I can only take so much of that. So I remember I was sitting in there. I had to, my legs wanted me to get up and leave the theater, honestly, because it was really rough. But that, I mean, that was music was just so beautiful, and I honestly want to cry, cry thinking about it. But and the really special, I want to say special, but the really I guess messed up thing is that it's based on a real work school for boys that was run in Florida from the 1900s to 2011 that had really and in the past 10-15 years they found just a lot of unaccounted for bodies
oh,
on at the campus that were not accounted for, and there's just been I guess years and years of malpractice, or not malpractice, but abuse allegations that have come
yeah,
out about this particular school, and that's what the book and the movie is based on. So I think it's a really really important story to tell, and I think Criterion would be like a great way to preserve and do that.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't watched that movie. Is because of I kind of stay away from like trauma movies now.
Yes.
Um, and
And
that's
again, I honestly I wouldn't necessarily even recommend it to Black people because I don't want to put people through that trauma. But I think it is an important movie to have like in just
Mhm.
out and for people to watch. And again, it's a Black director. The movie was written, the book was written by a Black writer. And again, I think it was done. It did not feel like trauma porn, like a better way to say it. I think it was done very well. But again, I wouldn't if you don't want to. I wouldn't even necessarily recommend it to people because it's rough. It's really really rough.
Yeah.
But
I would say for me it's hard. Well, I can watch the movie if I'm at home. I can't see those type of movies in theaters anymore.
yeah,
The reason I stopped too is because 12 Years a Slave. Um, I was in college at the time, so I went to a premiere because I was a part of this organization and they had tickets. So I went to a premiere and it did a Q&A after though. And the Q&A after made me go, I can never watch a movie like this again because like,
really okay.
and I don't think the people who are asking the questions like they meant harm.
Mm,
It's just like as a black person sitting in there with like a whole bunch of white people asking these questions, or
yeah,
they laughed at a part that I didn't find funny because I don't find anything about slavery funny.
yeah,
And I was like, you know what? Don't put yourself in a position like this ever again. But
yeah.
I can't go to theaters and watch something like that.
Yeah,
But these stories do need to get told because if they don't get told, then like people just like whitewash the history and we don't need that happening again,
yeah,
at least. So, but okay.
absolutely.
I've had
Absolutely.
that on my list though. It's just
Yeah. I would
that's
say
a hard
watch
one.
with caution. But again, I agree. I never want to watch another slave movie ever.
Yeah.
I didn't watch 12 Years a Slave because I was like, I don't want to
Yeah, I
see
get it.
that.
I get it.
I've not seen it. But this, I will say this movie again, I have not seen, but 12 Years a Slave specifically, but this movie is different from a lot of other, I'd say like Black, like trauma, slavery
Mhm.
movies. It's much different than that. It's much different than that. But it's just hard to watch.
Okay. If you can go to dinner with any director, actor, animator, whatever, anybody who basically does film, who's involved in
Um,
film, who would it be?
I'm going with Ryan Coogler. And I might maybe that would be I might kidnap him. Maybe that wouldn't be a good idea. I might be like, no, tell me everything you know. Like I need to just how do you create like this? Like I would love to get in his brain and just learn how he creates and thinks and gets his storylines and just his direct like I've seen videos of him directing his directing style. I would just want to thank him for he made that. I don't know if you saw that video he made after Sinners came out about the different film format styles.
Oh, I did not see that.
So that's I can't even see that. It's an amazing video where he talks about different forms of film because I think he shot was it Fruitvale Station? I think he shot that on 16 millimeter, and then he shot this movie
Mm.
on 65 and 35 millimeter. So we did this amazing video in collaboration with Kodak that talks about the different film formats that I think completely energized so many people about going and seeing movies on film. And just the importance of shooting on film. And he did it in a way, it was so engaging. I never seen anybody talk about film like that to get that level of people engaged. I think the video has millions and millions of views. And as soon as I said that, I said, oh, I'm seeing Sinners as many times as I can. Like that movie energized me. And I would love to learn more about his path to making all these amazing movies. And then he just seems like a very authentic person who did not change himself for the industry as well.
Yeah.
Just looking at his interviews. And so I would just love to, learn more about his just journey and where he gets his inspiration from. That would be a really, really amazing conversation to have. And he keeps showing up in the Bay and I keep missing him.
Yeah, I
I miss
missed
him
it.
so many
I missed it
times.
every time. I'm like, dang, what the heck? Every time. I'm like, I'm doing something. I'm like, oh, he's just there. And people I know too. I'm like, dang, why didn't y'all say something? I would have canceled my plans. Like,
Yes. Yes.
so
I'm always like, oh, so close yet so far. But I hope, hopefully I will see him one day. But yeah, I would love to have a conversation with him. That just would be so, so fun.
yeah.
But
I think he's like, for me, it's he's just himself. And
Yeah.
that has always like made me like a fan. From even like a Fruitvale Station, that's a hard watch.
Yeah.
Like I actually own that movie. It's a hard watch, but like the way he talks, like people like make fun of him. Like, nah, that's I like that he's himself.
Yes.
He
Yeah, my mom
sounds like he's
was
from the
like,
Bay.
is that boy like chewing tobacco? I said, no. That's just how he talks.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
And since I moved here, there's so many people I met and they like remind me, they talk like that. And I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, he's so Bay Area. It's kind of like
Hmm.
I'm glad he hasn't changed, you know? Like I'm glad. And like even his interviews, like he always mentions like his wife. He always talks
Hmm.
about that type of stuff. I'm like,
I would love her to come too, because I know and I'd love to like learn about all the stuff she does, because I know she's a
hmm
major part of all of the productions as well. So I would love her to be there too. That would be a really amazing conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's like stands out. And he doesn't do he's not one of them directors that like he's just throwing the project out for money. It's like, nah, he's invested in this. Like you can
Hmm.
tell. Um, I think all his movies. I might have seen all his movies. Now that I think about it, I don't think there's one that I haven't seen. Yeah,
I don't think if I've seen all of them.
I think I've seen all of them. Um, because I just finally watched like Black Panther 2.
Okay. Yeah.
It took me a while to
Yeah.
watch that one because I already
Yeah.
knew what was going. I was like, I can't. I'm
Yeah.
not in a place right now to deal with like
Yeah.
this
That's
grief.
understandable.
But yeah, even Creed, I don't really like the Rocky franchise. I don't know if that's
Hmm.
an unpopular opinion or not. I'm not the biggest, but I had to watch Creed just cause like I was like, I have to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have
I kept meaning to go back and watch. So I think I've seen all of Creed. I keep meaning to go back and watch. I need to watch the rest of the Rocky franchise eventually, but I've
I,
only seen Creed.
I used to watch them. They used to always be on. Like they used to always
Hmm.
be on. So I guess I've never really seen the Rocky franchise that wasn't on TV. So I guess I've never seen the uncensored version, I guess,
Okay.
of it.
Yeah.
But I've watched all of them because they're always on TV. There was like a marathon they used to run. Like
Okay. Yep.
I've seen them because of that. But yeah, it's not. It don't do anything for me. It's just like okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
like the. But the first one's solid though.
Okay.
But after that, it's just whatever to me.
Got it.
Um,
Okay.
when it comes to movies, is there like a certain genre era that you're like drawn to that you're like, yeah, I got to get this, I got to buy it, or I got to watch the movie? If so, what's
Hmm.
the era?
Absolutely. So I would say, which is a weird thing to say, but I would say my favorite year that I was not alive for was 1969. I don't, that's a weird statement to make, but, but, and so I found that because I found that I'm really drawn to media from that era and like kind
Mm,
of surrounding that era. So kind of the late 60s and the 70s, I'm just so drawn to movies from that era. Um, and so I think there's a movie I watched recently that I actually got on Criterion. It's called, this is like a French movie. It's called La Piscine. Um,
okay.
it's a French, I call it a horny French movie. That's what I call it. But I really watched it because I follow this one person who's very into like vintage fashion, and she said, "Oh, you should watch this movie because it has like just beautiful vintage fashion." And I think all the fashion, like Jane Birkin is in the movie as a very young girl. Like all the fashion in that movie is just amazing. And I was like, I wish I could just go in and like take everybody's everybody's clothing. So I love the fashion from that era, and then just the filming style. So I would say one of my other favorite movies is Shaft, and
Oh, wow.
not
Okay.
even just for the
That's
plotline, but
a
Gordon Parks shot Shaft, and again, I love Gordon Parks is probably my favorite photographer. If I have to choose a
yeah.
photographer, it's Gordon Parks, and the way he shot the movie was just so beautiful. And again, Kodak, of course, was not making film to fit black people, black
Mhm.
skin tones, definitely in the 60s. So you had to really make sure that you were lighting people very, very well. Like they call, I forget what is that. There's a card and it's a white lady. Basically, that's what they base all of their like their film on was like, I forget what the card is called, but this card, and that's what they based it on, because it was like a white woman on the card. So in order to light black skin tones correctly, you have to be you have to do that on purpose and be very skilled. And so everybody in that movie, I just think looks very, very beautiful. And how he did the lighting, the cinematography, all of that. I just love it, and I think this is 1972.
Okay.
And then another one, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. I think this is 1970. I just love just the vibes of the 70s. I can't explain how much I love it. This is like a very campy movie that was directed by Russ Myers and co-written by Roger Ebert. I made a video about that, and everybody got very mad that I did not mention that Roger Ebert co-wrote this movie. But I love how it's shot. It's just a very campy, kind of making fun of like the kind of drugs and rock and roll of the 60s and the 70s. And I just love the way that the film is shot. And then another one, Blow Up. I think this is 1968. 1966. Blow Up. This is kind of a mystery about a photographer. And again, I love the way it's shot. It's just all the outfits, and it's about fashion. It's about fashion photography. I mean, I would say this also talks about the dangers of being an asshole, like having to deal with like asshole photographers as well. But how the movie shot is so beautiful. And so I feel like I'm really, really drawn to movies from like the late 60s and the early 70s.
Okay.
I love the way I wish we could I don't know if we would want to do that, but just recreate like the way that things are filmed. It's just to me it's unmatched. I love it. I'm just so drawn to it for some reason.
I like the 70s. I would say, because I'm for music, I think the 70s is the best era.
Oh yes, absolutely. I
Um,
agree.
there's been like albums that I've found that I just like grab randomly because I like the cover. And then you'll hear a song on there. I'm like, what the heck? This is one of the greatest songs ever.
Yes,
Like
I love 70s music. Absolutely love 70s music too.
that's a great era. That might be the best era, especially when it comes to R&B at least. I think it's not even a question if it comes to
Yes. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. No, it has to be. It has to be the 70s. Let's see, what is this from? I was like, I got this really cool Spinners album. I don't know what this is from the other day. This is 1975. And I got this really cool
Okay.
Spinners album. And it goes like this. I don't know, but
Oh,
the
that
other day.
opens
So,
cool. I like that.
yeah. But so yeah, that's one of the ones I just picked up because I liked how it looks. But I agree, the 70s is my absolutely my favorite for sure.
Yeah, the 70s. I'm like going through like a deep dive of songs and stuff like that. I look for like the sample. I'm like, okay, and then I'll go to the
Yes.
album and like,
Yes.
especially
I'm
now.
obsessed with samples. So yeah, I get
Yeah.
that.
So I love that. That's so the 70s. I mean, I was surprised that you said that era, but
Yeah.
I understand why. Even when I was in school, we always like during Black History Month, like we always talked about that type of stuff. So
Yes. Yeah, that was I mean, yeah, I agree. That's the pinnacle of R&B. I mean, I'm obsessed with funk. I love funk. So that's just I love it. I love it so much. So
yeah.
much. Yep.
Um, I guess when I sent this question, I should have clarified. What's the most valuable? When I say valuable, it's like valuable to you. So it doesn't have to be like expensive, or rare DVD that you have in your collection.
So I guess I was trying to think about this question. But I would say so this is a movie that I love. I had to get this box set from eBay because it wasn't being sold anymore. So to me, this is kind of like the most valuable. But so Donnie Darko, I love horror movies, and I say this is a horror just movie, but Donnie Darko, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, but
Mhm.
it's Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yeah.
2000. But I love, so it has this on the back of it. I think this is like the coolest box set.
Oh,
But it has a picture of kind of Frank on the back, and I love this artwork. So it's an Arrow. It's by Arrow. And it came out a few years ago, and I saw someone had it, and I was like, well, I have to get this. I love this box set. I think it's so cool. And there's also a poster. Actually, I have the poster hung up, but it's just this. It came with a poster. It came with like a few. Came with this really cool booklet in it too.
mm.
Has just different parts of the movie.
Oh, it
Um,
came with a lot.
and then it has I think the 4K. Oh, it has the director's cut as well as the original movie. Um,
Okay.
and then I mean, I have a few more I could talk about, but I think this Apocalypse Now is also one of my favorite movies. And this was probably my best find I found in a thrift store. No, it was half price books I found it in, but it comes with so my introduction to Apocalypse Now, I was taking a class in college and it was a leadership class, and I had never actually seen Apocalypse Now, but we watched the documentary of the making of the movie, which is called Hearts of Darkness. And this documentary is kind of hard to come by. So as soon as I saw this box set, I snatched it up because it comes with Hearts of Darkness and has these really cool, you have Lawrence Fishburne here.
Mm.
It has these really cool DVD covers. So yeah, Apocalypse Now is definitely one of my favorite movies. So I was really, this is like my coolest find that I've had. And it also comes with a a booklet too, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, this is definitely
Mm.
one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that's a movie that I
And
need to watch. I
oh
have it on
yeah,
my list.
it's I'd say because everyone's like, oh, it's a war, it's about the Vietnam War. It's a war movie, but it's really not. It's I mean, it is a war movie, but it's really showing the horrors of war, which I think also like Full Metal Jacket does that too. I think Apocalypse Now honestly does it better than Full Metal Jacket. Um, but I love this movie. I think it really is able to convey the horrors of war, which is a whole different conversation about like what war actually was versus what all these war movies, especially Vietnam War movies, did at the time
Yeah.
that they came out. But again, I think Coppola's point was to show the horrors of war. Really, that was the whole point of the movie, and I think he does an excellent job at that. Again, I was not alive during the Vietnam War. I do not know what actually was, but I think it's interesting that I mean, honestly, I probably take my viewpoint of the Vietnam War from this and from like Forrest Gump. Like that's on like, you know, how I view the Vietnam War, which is like an interesting thing. But
They're like two
yeah.
different. They're so different to those movies.
Mm-hmm. But really this one is really, I highly recommend Apocalypse Now. And you guys see a Lawrence Fishburne. So um,
Yeah, that movie's in like I was looking at like the greatest movies. That movie's consistently in like top five.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me put that on my list of movies that I need to watch. Like,
Yeah, it's a really crazy movie that I think, I mean, really, I'm going to assume it shaped, I know it shaped my viewpoint of war, but I think it shaped a lot of people's viewpoints of war in general.
mhm.
So,
Yeah, that's that's a movie I need to watch. Um, I don't really like when they glorify like the right now at least it seems like there's a lot of movies that are coming out that I'm like, why are we glorifying war right now? Like what's going on?
I thought we got all that out of our system when we were whatever we are doing in the 2000s and 2010s. I swore we got all that out of our system then, and now, yeah, like bring back Apocalypse Now, bring back Full Metal Jacket. Like that's what you need to be showing for the atrocities of war, not whatever, you know,
Yeah.
pro America war machine propaganda
Oh,
that is going
there's
on.
a lot of those movies coming out. I went to the movies what this week, I guess. And I was like, these trailers, there's too many.
I'm trying to think what movies. I was trying to remember what I didn't even notice those type of movies are coming out. But yeah, this is definitely pro. This is anti. Again, every time I hear about people like you know adjacently who like war movies. I'm like, oh, have you seen Apocalypse Now? It's a Vietnam War movie.
Yeah, the Vietnam War too. They don't talk about that one a lot for a reason. So
Yeah.
there's a reason they don't talk about that one. All right. So what is your guilty pleasure movie? I'll give mine. Mine is so it's so
Sure.
plain. It's so plain. I know it's a bad movie, but I don't know why. I love that movie. Um, so what is your guilty pleasure movie?
I would say Cruel Intentions.
Okay.
I love that movie. I've loved that movie since it's a I feel like it's one of those movies that like consistently people make fun of in other movies too,
Yeah.
like a lot of references making fun of it. But the original movie, I love it. I don't know why. I don't even know if you want to call that movie campy, but like the campiness of it, like just all of it. I think that movie is just, I mean, I guess, watching it growing up is kind of part of me growing up. And then, just seeing these people do all this crazy stuff, I thought was just hilarious and ridiculous. And I love that movie. I think Reese and Ryan, in the movie, it's a ridiculous movie, and I love it. And I think there's one of my friends who like that's our movie. So like I feel like whenever we get together, we're always like, oh yeah, Cruel Intentions time.
I've only watched that once. I only watched it once. But a lot of people like that movie.
I mean, I think it's ridiculous, but I really like it. Yeah, yeah.
So, okay. I wasn't expecting that one. I was not expecting that one. All right, so the final question. I usually switch it when I ask people when we're talking about music, but um, if you're on a desert island and you get 5 movies to take from your whole collection, what are those 5 movies and why?
Okay. Well, let's see. We're taking Fight Club. Um,
Okay.
I love this movie. I think that this is one of the movies that like I make like when they come to my house, I'm like, oh, we have to watch Fight Club. Like I don't if you've never seen it, we have to watch that now. That's the first thing we're doing. Um, I love this movie. I don't know. I feel like people have taken this movie and twisted it into something that it's not.
Mm.
And I think that same with The Matrix. People have taken that movie and twisted it to something that's not. But I think, uh, and it's very similar. It's got it's kind of some similar themes ish to The Matrix. But this movie is a fun movie to watch. Brad Pitt looks amazing in this movie. But and I love a movie that takes like you think it's one thing and it's not. And so
Hmm.
I feel like people are always like, oh yeah, it's a movie about fighting. That's not what this movie's about at all.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of like I don't know. I love watching this movie. It's the ending scene. I love the ending scene where they're sitting there watching everything fall apart. And I think it's been kind of twisted and corrupted in a way. And so I want to bring that back and say, no, this is not what Fight Club's about. Fight Club's like keep your white male whatever's going on over there. Like I feel like people have taken that and be like, oh yeah, like these are people that looked up to. I'm like, no, these are losers. That's the whole point of this movie. These are losers
Yeah.
trying to figure out what life is. And you do not want to be like them. That I think that's I don't know. I love Fight Club. Um, let's see. And then we're doing I'm gonna bring up my laser disc, but we're doing so this kind of started my collection of laser discs. So I
Hmm.
don't know if you've seen laser discs, know about laser discs.
I just saw your video about this.
Okay, awesome. Well, this kind of just started my lasers collection, and I was gonna make another video, but I don't know if we can see it. But I was able to bring my parents' lasers player back with me when I just came back, and so now I'm able to play laser discs. But 2001: A Space Odyssey. Um, I think this movie changed sci-fi. Stanley Kubrick is one of my favorite directors, and it changed the way that people made sci-fi. And I would say I honestly don't even recommend this movie to everybody because there's not that much talking in the movie. It's really about visuals. And again it's about AI. So I also think it's very pertinent to the current moment. Um, but I love and I'm a very visual person. Like I love photography. I'm a photographer. So the visuals in this movie just are amazing. And if I could never see this movie again, I would be very, very sad.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. And then I got to throw a horror movie in there, which we're going back to Mr. Kubrick, which is The Shining. This is my favorite horror movie.
Okay.
And it kind of totally changed the way that I even think about photography. Um, just how they shot the Overlook Hotel, um, just the how the cadence of the movie. I was able to recently see it in IMAX when it was just re-released in IMAX for the first
Hmm.
time, and that was really really cool to see. But just the kind of again the vibes that the movie gives off and shooting the Overlook Hotel is just something that I would love to I try to bring to my photography and my work because it's so fascinating and kind of mesmerizing to me. So that would be it. And then let's see. Um, I don't have it. Okay. But I'm just gonna bring out my Ocean's 12 because Ocean's 11. I don't have a copy of Ocean's 11 yet because I was kind of waiting to get like a good one. But Ocean's 11 is one of my favorite movies. I love Las Vegas. I love a heist movie, and that's just one of my ones that I would just put on in the background. I just watch it over and over again because I don't know. I love that movie. I love all the characters. I love the plot. It's just kind of one of my comfort movies. Really, is Ocean's 11. So I can't. The steelbook for this was sold out, and I can't get it. But Ocean's 11 is one of my all-time favorite movies.
That's a great cast. That's a great cast in that movie.
Yes,
Great
the cast. I mean, Bernie. Oh, and then I'm not gonna get sad every time I see Bernie Mac. He just everybody just so there's no the chemistry between the cast is just I've never seen a movie like it. It's so fun. And then we're gonna do Mad Max Fury Road. I think this is one of the most visually stunning movies I've ever seen, if not the most visually stunning movie I've ever seen. It's brilliant. It's just invigorating. And that's another one that when people come to our house, I'm like, hey, we need to watch Mad Max.
It's a good movie.
Because like if you haven't seen this movie, you need to watch it because it's so visually stunning. It's such a immersive thing to watch. So yeah, I guess those would be my 5 movies. I don't know what that says about me, but that's it.
Definitely like horror movies. That's what we're learning.
Yeah. Oh, I love horror movies. Horror movies are some of my favorite movies, and also in the 70s, just the 70s slasher movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like I love 70s slashers. I think that movie is weird to say, but like it's very, very visually stunning. Like I just love how it was shot, the graininess, just the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then Halloween is also one of my favorite movies. But yeah, if we kind of go later in the 70s, I love a 70s slasher movie for sure.
That movie scared Texas Chainsaw Massacre scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
I didn't see it until recently. Actually, I had never seen it before. I would
watched
not recommend that for a child.
Well, because I'm like you don't know. I have a lot of older cousins and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, you want to watch what they watching, and
Absolutely.
that movie scared the shit out of me.
Oh my gosh, I
said,
can't even.
Nah, we're not doing this. I was off of horror movies for a while because of that. I was like, nah.
That's understandable.
I was like, this ain't for me. Nah. So
it had its was it 50th year re-release last year, I think. And that was the first time I'd seen it. I got to see it in the theater, and that was really fun. I'd never seen it before. I think I've seen the new one, but I'd never seen the original one. So
I'm surprised.
That was really fun.
I'm surprised.
I mean, I won't say it's fun, but I really enjoyed seeing that in theaters. That was a really great movie to see. Yep.
Do you have like movies that you have to see in theaters? Like you prefer to see them in theaters? Or do you just like go whenever?
I mean, if I could see, most movies in theaters, I would rather do that. One movie that I wish I had seen in theaters, and I'm looking to see it in theaters. Well, actually, 2 movies. Alien. I just saw Alien like a few years ago, and I would have loved to experience Alien for the first time in a theater. That I didn't realize, like, a horror movie in space, like I love it. What I recently saw in theaters, which I'd never seen before. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but Event Horizon. This is a wild movie. One of my podcasts, so I love listening to the Big Picture podcast. And for some reason, the way he talked about the movie, I was like, what is going on with this movie? Like he talks about it in a very like intriguing way. And so I saw it when Regal was doing their month of masterpieces where they're showing old movies. And one thing that's going on right now, have you heard about how Regal's doing like where they're showing old movies like basically every day? They have a different old
No, but AMC did that same exact thing. So
I love that. So I'm trying to go to those. But I saw this one because I was like, I have to see that. I made a post about it. I'd say 100 men came in my comments and said, this movie traumatized me as a child. I never want to see this movie again. And I said, for one thing, why are you watching this movie when you're a child? This is not a children's movie. This is not a children's movie. And so I think I really liked it. Again, it has Lawrence Fishburne in it. It's a crazy movie. It's again horror movie in space. But yeah, I think at least maybe 100, 200 men came my comments and was like, "Ooh, that movie traumatized me as a child." He's like, "That movie traumatized me as an adult," and I was like, "Oh my gosh." So it was really interesting seeing like the lore behind this movie. There's a whole bunch of lore that I was not privy to until I like posted about it on TikTok and everybody started telling me like their experiences with it, which was pretty cool. But this was really cool seeing in theaters. And 2001: Space Odyssey, I've been looking for this in 70 millimeter, not IMAX, but 70 millimeter for years, and I've not been able to get to a showing yet. But that's kind of my ultimate number one. I need to see this in the theater. That's my number one that I can't imagine how stunning the visuals are on film, like in a theater. That's kind of my number one right now that I'm looking to see in a theater.
Okay. I got two questions that before to close it out. Is there a movie, what movies have you seen recently that you want to give your opinion on? Because I think we might have seen the
Oh,
same movie recently. And I wonder what actually, I'll just ask you, what's your opinion on Marty Supreme?
oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure you watched that movie.
Okay, so yeah, I saw Marty Supreme. Let's see, last week. And while so I got there was so much hype around the movie,
Hmm.
and Timothy. I think Timothy's a great actor, but like honestly, I was seeing that movie and I was like, I could watch or be so many other like places to watch like a white guy be an obnoxious asshole for 2.5 hours. Like, like there's so many other ways I could do this besides sitting in this theater. So yeah, I thought that it was like a cool, propelling story, but I could not get invested in Marty. Like I feel like there was, and I'm all for like an anti-hero. I'm all for like people like, behaving badly, going against the grain, like all that stuff. But I could not, there was nothing about the character that made me interested in his life. I don't
Okay.
know what, like, I thought the story, like the propulsion, I thought there was really cool scenes. Like I love the scene with the dog at the end. Like I thought there were some really, really interesting scenes. I wish we'd gotten more from his opponent. It kind of seemed like it was a very weird, like kind of, oh, like Asian people not saying anything like
Yeah.
situation. That was very weird to me. I was like, okay, like we're in 2025, like what's going on? But the thing I loved about the movie was I realized that it was basically an 80s sports movie set in the 50s. And I love an 80s sports movie.
Hmm.
Um, but it seemed like it was doing, and again, I haven't seen Rocky, but I think it was doing kind of like the foreign, like Russian, like communist
Yeah.
opponent thing,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah, they
that's what was
built
in
that up.
Rocky. So I think that's what they were doing. But yeah, it was not, as I said, I made a video, I said it was not for me. Like it just, I could not get invested in the character of Marty. And I was just kind of like, I don't care about this man. Like, I don't care what kind of outcomes he has. I don't care. You didn't give me anything in the movie to make me care about him.
Yeah,
So
I get that.
what are your thoughts?
Um, I thought it was hard for me I didn't feel anything for him. I actually wanted bad things to happen to him. So I didn't like how he talked to his I guess baby mama.
Yeah.
I did not like that. I was like, man, you treat her. You basically told her she ain't nothing. He said
Yes.
it. He said you're nothing. Like,
Yes.
and I was like, why is she still the whole
Yes.
time
And
I'm
she
like,
still put her life on the line.
I said, what are you doing? He just told you you're nothing. Like, I get people being like, oh, his will to like get his goal accomplished. I was like, I can
No.
see if his goal was something better than ping pong.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
mean,
you don't gotta treat everybody like shit to get your goal accomplished. I feel
no.
like they did a good job of portraying him as a shit person.
Yeah.
I hope people didn't leave the movie like rooting for him.
I saw someone make a video saying like Marty Supreme like made me realize I'm not going hard enough. And I said, is that what you took away from this movie?
Mm-mm.
And again, I saw another person make a video talking about I feel like it's one of those movies that people like Fight Club, like The Matrix, that people are gonna take and twist it. And again, but I think in Matrix and Fight Club, like those have obviously more different like DNA that you're trying to say, like, hey, like these are shitty people, or hey, like this is an allegory for transness. Like there's more
Hmm.
things that people are taking and twisting it. Whereas Marty Supreme, I hope the golden movie is like, hey, like this guy's an asshole. Like don't be like him. but I don't think that's what people are taking away
I don't think
from it.
I don't think people are taking that. Because I've talked to people about it. I was like, I think the movie is good, but I don't think I took the same thing a lot of people who are like talking about the movie took from it. And I also don't think it's a movie that like should get as much critical acclaim as it's gotten. That the
Yeah,
way the
I
way
don't, I
people
don't.
Yeah, the way people talked about it, I was like, it's cool, you know. It's like a 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of
Yeah,
5.
I
Like
think
it's
when I went
cool.
on Letterboxd, I gave it. I think I gave it 3.5. I thought about giving it a 3, but I had the lowest rating out of any of my friends, and I said, "What's going on here?" And I went and it had a 4.3, and I was like, okay, I'm hoping that's like the initial like movie hype about it. But again, everybody, like all my friends had like 4, 4.5, 5 stars, and I was like, y'all, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, I was thrown off by a couple things. I think it's just because I am of color too. So some of the stuff I'm just like, he only getting away with this because he's white. Like
Yes.
a lot
Yep.
of the whole everything he did, to be honest, I was like,
Yes.
it's because you're a white man. Like,
Yep.
so I guess that also played a part in how I was looking at certain situations. But I just
Absolutely.
couldn't get over how he treated his that
Yeah,
girl.
I would have liked to spend more time with her. Like I would have maybe like a story about her, like or just other people in the story or the story. Like I would like to spend more time with the person who his was it he Austrian his Austrian opponent. The
Mhm.
honey scene that was an amazing scene. The honey scene that was crazy.
That shocked the hell out
Um,
of me. I
I would
was
like
like,
to spend more time with
oh,
him. Yeah, because that he had a fascinating story. I feel like there's way more people in the movie that had more interesting stories than Marty. Like, okay, I understand if you're literally like the best ping pong player in the world, and nobody's supporting like your you that must be very frustrating. But you don't have to treat people like
he treated
that.
everybody like
Yeah.
everybody. I don't think he treated anybody good. The whole
No.
movie. There's not
No.
even like Tyler the Creator's character. I
Yes. Oh, I was
he
so
didn't.
frustrated. I was so frustrated with that.
I was
Oh my
like
god.
the whole movie. I was just sitting there like, there's no redeeming person in this movie whatsoever. I don't feel for anybody. Gwyneth Paltrow's character, I was like, ma'am, stand up, please. You're embarrassing. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
I think Gwen did a good job though. Like I liked that. I liked that. I mean, her character was more interesting than Marty's character to me. Like,
I
I
don't
don't
think,
know.
yeah,
I
I
would
don't
like
think
to learn
Marty
more
was.
about her character
I
than
don't think
him.
Marty was interesting. I think
No, he was not.
he
He was
was white
boring.
privileged. He was white privileged. Like I can do all this stuff,
Yes.
and still at the end of the movie, like I'm still like the hero, quote unquote,
Yes.
I guess. Like, oh, I'm going to be there for my baby that I denied the whole time.
Yes.
Kept saying that's his sister, and I'm like,
Yes. Oh, that was crazy.
oh,
That was crazy.
she, yeah, I, I wouldn't have been able to stand it. I could say that if somebody was
Yeah.
treating me like that, I don't think I could stand it.
Yeah. Oh, that was. But
That
again,
was
it
hard.
was a fun it was fun propelling. But yeah, yeah, I was in this like theater like I mean, like again, I would have spent more time with the other characters, not just Marty. It was just kind of like I'm not invested in this man. Like I
Yeah,
guess overall the universe he lives in is interesting, but he himself is not. I don't know.
all the side characters had a more interesting story,
Yes,
especially
exactly.
his friend, the one that the honey scene him.
Yes,
I I think his story would have been way better. Like he was in a
yes,
camp, he was in a concentration camp. Like I didn't like when old boy came up to him was all like, "My son died because of you." I don't think I would have had that reaction. I think my reaction would have been a little different. I was like, I was
yeah,
in a camp.
yeah,
My people were getting wiped off. Like it's a little
yeah,
different than. But yeah, I think it's okay. I think that movie is probably going to win awards. I don't think it should, but
yeah. Again, I'm anything that's going to take away from Sinners winning awards is going to make me angry. I'm saying that right now. Like I'm saying that right now. Anything that's not anything that's because I'm all in. I'm like Sinners better. That's my movie. That's my movie. And that's what I'm going for.
I'm prepared for
Sinners
Sinners
all the
too.
way.
I'm prepared. Like I'm already emotionally prepared myself for because even like the award season is coming out, they're not getting like any recognition that they deserve. Like So I'm
Even
already like,
Christopher Nolan, which again, he's one of my favorite directors. I'm glad he's trying to be like, hey, like this is an amazing movie. Like, come on,
yeah,
guys.
it's not getting all the people I know who aren't black, I guess, who
I mean,
call
maybe that's it. I mean, I guess I don't know what it's like to not watch that movie as a black person. Like that's I don't have that experience of not being black and watching that movie.
yeah.
But like I just as a black person, as like, a descendant of slavery, like I can't that movie will like stay in my soul for the rest of my life. Like
Yeah,
I don't know how you explain that to someone.
you
And I
can't.
don't, but it's not just for black, like it's an amazing story, but like as a black person from the South, all that stuff, like I I've never experienced a movie like that. I've never experienced a movie like that, and it's not just because I'm black. It's an amazing movie. Taking all that away from it, it's an amazing movie. It's an amazing story. It's something I had never seen before. It's so
Mhm.
unique, and it's so beautifully shot. Everything about it is just amazing, and it deserves everything. And I will die on that hill.
I
So
I agree. I just know how I don't know. I just I've seen enough stuff and like just not even just movies, just media in general, where I'm like, this ain't getting the love that it deserves and stuff get
yeah.
overlooked. That I guess I mentally prepared myself already. So if it doesn't win, I'm like, I expected that. So I think
I'm
I'll
still
just
gonna be
say,
mad. I'm putting all my energy into it's gonna win, and but I understand. I've lived in the world. I have realistic expectations, but
yeah,
I'm still gonna be mad. Just like I knew Nickel Boys wasn't gonna win Best Picture, and I didn't even win Best Screenplay, which was very Best Adapted Screenplay, which is very disappointing to me. But because that movie it should have won Best Picture, and I think I that was this was probably the year I saw probably the most Best Picture nominees. Probably was last year, and just looking at all of them, that one should have won. I just, especially adapted screenplay, it should have won. It wasn't. There was no contest to me. So
I didn't hear
I
about
knew
this
it
movie.
wouldn't. I knew it wouldn't. But
I only heard about that movie because of social media. So that's how
mm,
I know
yeah,
that movie wasn't certain movies, um, like people like yourself, I guess, my boy Kendall, like people like that's how I find out about certain films because they're not getting the proper press,
yeah,
is what I'm
yeah,
noticing. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, there's nothing, I don't see anything about this movie. You,
yeah. But
I don't
everybody knows
hear
about Sinners, and it better win.
Sinners,
It better
Sinners
win.
should win. At least for me, I can go off of the movies I've seen in 2025. I'm looking at my letterbox right now. Sinners is probably the best that I've seen.
Oh yeah, I knew
Um,
as soon as I saw it. And honestly, I have not seen. I was looking through my letterbox, and I have not honestly seen that many movies this year. And right now, there's a bunch of movies I want to see, and I don't have access to see them. They're not showing around me, and I missed out on seeing a lot of the ones I wanted to see because they're not. I can't get a showing of them easily at all. So I'm kind of
oh, you're trying to
disappointed
go
with
to the
that.
theaters, huh? You're trying to see it in theaters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
The
even
movie,
even on streaming, I don't. And I'm hoping they bring them back before Oscar season so that I can see like some of the ones that I missed. But I feel like I spent a lot of this year watching older movies for some reason because I don't
yeah.
know, it just kind of worked out that way.
They usually do that though. They usually bring some of the movies back. At least the AMC close to me. They usually have like a week they bring some of the movies back. They give like certain showings and stuff like that. It'll be like Oscar nominated or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I know, I think
um
last year they did like a pass where you could like see a bunch of them
mhm.
at some theaters. You could so I wonder if Regal will do that because now, I'm Regal Unlimited. Now I have to like I'm Team Regal. I was a free agent for a while, but I went back. So now I'm Team Regal, so I gotta, try to spend my money wisely. But I hope that Regal does something like that so that I can see some more of these movies. Because yeah, and I feel like I missed out on a bunch of things that just did not have showings near me. That a lot of things I wanted to see that just I wasn't able to see.
The movies
But
aren't staying in theaters as long either though.
oh yeah,
So
yeah.
that's like I just watched Roofman on my TV the other day, and I feel like
Oh
that
oh,
just
it's
it's
I
on.
didn't know that was on streaming. Okay,
It's on. I think I watched it on. Is it a Paramount or Peacock? One of those.
okay.
Um, and I was shocked because I'm like, damn, I just saw the trailer for that, in theaters
Yeah.
not too
I
long
didn't know that was
ago.
streaming. Okay, I gotta check that out.
That's I didn't
I
know
gotta check
that's
that
based
out.
off of a true story.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I
You,
gotta check that out.
I went and looked at yeah. So it's all right. I
Oh,
read
okay.
I I read more into the actual story after. So it got my interest into that.
Okay.
I think the trailer gave away too much of the movie.
I hate when trailers do that. I think we're giving away too much in trailers. Like I would way rather. Honestly, I love going to a movie knowing nothing about it. Like that's kind of my favorite. Is I
Yeah.
just go in blind. I have no idea what's about to happen. That's my absolute favorite. But I hate when trailers give too much away.
Yeah, if you watch the trailer, then you kind of know what's going to happen.
Okay. I don't know. I honestly don't even remember the trailer, so maybe I just should not seek it out.
Yeah, don't see the trailer then. I knew everything that was about to happen because of the trailer. I was like, oh, I saw it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, is there anything you want to, I guess, say, like give your where you can find you and stuff like that before we close it out?
Sure. So you can find me on TikTok at Mel underscore on underscore film. You can also find me on Letterboxd at the same thing. Um, and I just started making TikToks. My friend encouraged me to do that earlier this year. So I'm having like a great time. I'm just loving the film community. I would love to be able to. I'm so excited that we're close to each other. I would love to get like a Bay Area like community, like film talk community together. Because I keep seeing like people like, oh, like I was here. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, we're both in the Bay.
Yeah,
That's so cool. So I'm trying to. I would love to get some sort of Bay Area film talk community situation going on. I think that'd be really fun
that
to
would
be
be
able to meet
dope.
up or go to movies. Yeah.
That would be dope. I don't know. I find people when they say they're in the Bay, I'm like, I had no idea. I've been following you since
Yeah.
I got on TikTok.
Yes.
There's a lot of people in the
I need
Bay
to change
Area.
my bio to Bay Area.
There's a lot of people in the Bay Area, and I'm like, granted, like a lot of people are in like San Francisco and Oakland. I mean, I'm in San Jose. That's an
Yeah.
hour, but I'm like, I'll get on the train. I like
Yeah.
getting on the
I
train.
go to San Jose. Some of my best friends live there. So I go to San Jose like all the time.
Yeah. So
So that's easy. But yeah, I would love to kind of if anybody, wants to do a Bay Area meetup,
do a
I don't know if
post.
I organize that
You
or
should do a
what we have
post.
got to figure that out. Yeah, where we meet up. But I definitely I want to do something like that, put something like that in the works. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah, we've been trying to do something like that for vinyl, and I'm just like,
Oh, I'm a vinyl collector too, so I would love that.
oh, you
I would
collect
love that. Put me
vinyl?
on that list. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I have a
yeah,
whole. It's over. Well, I can't. I have my whole. Yeah, I collect vinyl too. Yeah, yeah,
okay, yeah. There,
yep,
we've been trying to do something because I've been talking to people, and they're like, yeah, we should schedule something. But it's hard. People got like they got like full-time jobs and families and stuff.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah.
you
It's
know.
hard. It's
But
hard, but yeah, I'm down. I'm a vinyl collector,
that's one of my
so
goals for this year. I want to do a meetup with like
okay. Yeah, put me on that list. Put me on
I didn't know you
that list.
collect vinyl, so
Yeah, yeah,
for
I
sure.
do.
I would definitely, yeah. There's some people. I'll send you some people then. I'll send you some. And
That
then
would
you
be
could be
great.
like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of us out here, surprisingly.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but all right, let me close this out. This has been Pressing Matters. I've been your host, Jamal Radio Raheem, and I'll catch y'all next time.